Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, good day to you all, and welcome to another session of EU Business Talks. My big smile at the beginning goes to all of my friends that are laughing at me back, and I'm really pleased to see so many familiar faces, friends even, you know. Some of us, we are here almost every day, every week, that is. Is that correct, Sedat? I see your smile in particular. Anyway, welcome once again. Another session, 13th session of EU Business Talks. And my pleasure today is to welcome among us Mr. Enzo Di Stefano, co-founder and marketing manager at company Idea3 from Trieste, Italy. Enzo, good day to you and most welcome.
Thank you to you. Welcome. Thank you for your welcome sharing between these friends from all the world.
Thank you very much to you as well. You are now based in Trieste, correct?
Correct.
Cannot hear you.
Tell me, what kind of, first of all, what kind of weather do you have over there? Should we be jealous or not?
No, it's just a little bit cloudy, but not so much. And we have heat, 26 degrees, sunny sometimes, so it's very good.
Nice.
It's quite
nice.
sunny.
And so, before we go any further, my first couple of questions are related to with your country in particular, if I may, with your economy. You know, some general outputs that will be of interest to all of us here in the room. Later on, we will step into your business, your company, what you do, why you are doing it, how successful you are at doing it. So first of all, let me ask you, not many of us, maybe some of us, we don't know exactly how is your country doing lately, economy-wise? Is your economy doing okay?
Our economy is doing well in this period because, you know, after the COVID and the lockdown that we had for so much time, Italy is now rising another time. We have a lot of industries that are rising very well. For instance, the 3F, food, fashion, and food, fashion, and factories. They are rising, and so we have a lot of opportunity all over the world. And in the meantime, the people is ready to accept also the possibility that Italy is, we have a new Italy after this COVID. We have new Italy, we have a new prime minister that is Professor Draghi, and this is a really high value for everybody. And so we think all the Italian people is thinking positive and think that we can go really speedily out of this bad period behind our shoulder.
We hope that as well, for the sake of all of us. I have to ask you, since many of us, we know that you are very strong in tourism sector, for example. How is Venezia doing and other touristic pearls around the country?
Venezia is, in this period, is really not with the same numbers, okay? You can imagine that during the normal period, Venezia has 40 million of visitors. Now we are really low, but in this period we saw Americans and Germans, maybe some Japanese, that all the time were out of our country, and now they can go to visit Venezia and all their historical monuments without any kind of problem, even if they must use, okay, the green pass, but it's not a problem, it's okay.
Okay.
Really.
Great. So for those of you here in the room, you are based in the city of Trieste. How would you shortly explain to somebody who is not familiar with the economy of the city? Is the port your main business, or what would you add on that?
No, the port is not my
Not yours, but the city's business, I mean.
The city, yes. For the city,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely, because Trieste is, for the second time in his life, is now a big European port, because we have the influence and we use to trade with Austria and German, and also with the Eastern countries. For this reason, we have the opportunity to sell a lot of goods and to stock a lot of goods, because you must remember that that the harbor of Trieste is free of change, and so free of duty, sorry. And so it's quite easy for the exporters come to this harbor, stock the goods, and then they can also in the harbor move there and sell there using train and not the trucks. That is really important, because now we have more than 10,000 train every month in movement.
Super.
From the harbor to the northern part of Europe.
Super. And dear friends, Trieste is really a nice city. You should, if you're not aware of its beauty, check it on Wikipedia. Very nice city indeed. And so, because this session is called EU Business Talk, so it's the right thing to ask you also something about EU as such. You are a citizen of European Union. What does it represent to you, Enzo? How do you see European Union of today and maybe also in the future?
You see, I think that as a citizen of Trieste, we were European from centuries, because Trieste was a center for the economy of the Austrian Empire. And in that period, in Trieste, after the 1780 years, we found a lot of people coming from Greece, from Turkey, from Israel, from Germany. Everybody were going in Trieste because the economy was rising so quickly and so fast, really, that there was an opportunity for everybody to go there and be rich. And so we have inside ourselves this way of life that we are European. For me, it's quite normal to go to Slovenia or to Croatia or to Austria, and we consider, for instance, also for our business, the Trieste is the center of the region between Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Istria, for instance, and Italy. We are in the middle, and now after a long bad period, a really long bad period, now with the push of the harbor, we are developing a lot of trading, not only with the Chinese and the Eastern economics, but also with the Mediterranean economics. And this is really important, because now we have not only Genova on the other side, but we have on this side that is shorter for the Austrian and Germans and the Danubian regions. We have this opportunity to go faster into their market.
And you should take advantage of it, of course. Dear friends, dear Enzo, if you allow me, I will go to the invite that I've shared with our friends and just remind ourselves who you are business-wise.
Yeah.
So company is called Idea3. Companies in food trading business, representing foreign brands from food sector on Italian market. Company has well-established cooperation with large retail chains in Italy. Very interesting 2 sentences. And so I leave you the floor to go forward. What is your company about?
Okay, it's a new company, even if we have 8 years that we are on the market, but my partners and me, we have more than 30 years of work behind us. And so for me, for instance, I was a supplier of the big retail stores, and my partner Paolo instead was a buyer of the big retail stores. And the other, Carlo, has a company in the Horeca sector. And so with these three minds, we can have all the time brainstorming, and we know exactly what the big retail stores need, because we know how to supply, and we know exactly what they want. So it's not so easy, of course, but we can move the right way to enter into the core of the business with these guys and all the management, of course.
Okay. Are you, so first of all, are you related to food and beverage only, or you are also supplying other items of interest to retail chains?
We started with food and beverage, because food and beverage, we sold a lot of time these products. So, as I told you, I was a supplier of food and vegetables, fruit and vegetables. And so I know exactly this economy. And my partner was instead in Horeca, knows exactly everything about all the food stuff. But our trade is also in other sector, like as a pharmacy, for instance. And this is very nice, because you know, the world is moving into the health, and so we must be there. If we want to have a good trade, we must be there also in this sector.
Okay. So the brands here written, Coop, Conad Group, Vega Group, Bosco, and others, these are all well-known brands in Italy and also wider. So how can you, what do you do to be successful? Is it a personal contact that matters, or is it the right kind of offer that you deliver day by day? Tell us your experience on that.
But you know, we started with an idea to pick some excellence of Slovenia into our Italian market, because we saw that a lot of Italian citizens went to the Slovenia stores to buy some of this. And also Slovenian people went to the Italian stores to buy others. So we get this idea to have a new way of marketing, a borderline marketing, okay? And we went to Coop to show them this idea. They pick up this idea immediately, and they open a new hyper 8 years ago, where we put a Slovenian corner. In this way, we had the opportunity to collect all the best products from Slovenia into the Italian market. That's what really nice, and we are had this opportunity also with the other big retail chain. They thought that it was a good idea. In fact, we were really new for this kind of market. But now, after the COVID, after the lockdown, we are exactly in the right way to move towards Slovenia or Italy or Austria, because they are checking the products that we have in our hands.
Okay, just to clarify, Enzo, so today most of your business is buying from my country and delivering to your country, correct?
Not only, no. We are doing this, and we are doing the same from Italy to Slovenia.
Ah, the other way around as well.
Yes, the other way. We supply the Slovenia retail stores with the foods and beverage coming from Italy, because you know, in this moment we have a strong effort of Italy into the Slovenian country, and people is going to know all the other products that we have in Italy. A lot of food, you know, a lot of excellence, and as I told you before, food is the first things that we thought when we imagined Italy.
It is indeed very much.
And so everybody wants to copy this. You know exactly what is going on in foreign countries where they pick up a Parmesan brand as a Parmigiano. Instead, it's not exactly the right way to move into the market.
Okay, let me tell you a 10-second joke in between. This was not planned, you know. But the other day, I woke up, I opened CNN, And just like that, there was an Italian guy saying, if you don't believe in God, you have to believe in tortellini. So it tells you very much, about the size and the power of your food brands, for sure.
Yeah.
And so there are many friends here in the room who are in your line of business, but they might be from other countries within European Union or even outside elsewhere. Are you open for cooperation with them as well?
Absolutely. We are European. We are European. As I told you, for us, for Idea 3, living in Trieste means that we can go all over the world. So we are open to trade with everybody who, first of all, we have to check if we have the possibility, the right way to move into the Italian or the Slovenian market. This is really important.
Sure. Okay. It's a process. There you go, dear friends. It's 17 minutes past the hour here and also at your place. Feel free to place your questions in the chat box and ask whatever you want to ask our dear guest of today, Enzo Di Stefano. Yeah, correct. While we are waiting for the first question to be seen, Enzo, tell me, I would like to understand what is the size of your customers? How many customers are you dealing with on supplying side and the buying side? Not in terms of how big they are, but are you dealing with 10, 20, 100 different customers, or you are just picking, I don't know, top 5, top 10, and you do your business with them?
No, we are doing business with the best 50 customers that we have in between these two countries, more or less.
In your portfolio?
Yes.
Both ways. So 15 Italy.
Both ways, yes.
How do you cover that? So you need to be in daily touch, the 3 partners of, you and the 2 co-founders?
We have, 7 days and each 24. All the time we are here.
I hope not. I hope you have some time to drink cappuccino as well.
Well, it's better spritz than a cappuccino, okay? But sometimes we can have, of course, a coffee because, Trieste is the first harbor in Europe for coffee trade.
It is very much so. Jackie is with us from Romania. Hi, Jackie. Great to see you once again. Are you sourcing anything from Romania, such as garment typical foods, for example, or organic gems or honey, Enzo?
No, from Romania, we didn't have any kind of contact until now. Even if we know that in the northern part of Italy, there is a lot of people coming from Romania that are working. And in fact, some big retail chain have a good place for their product. They are selling because it's correct that people must find what they eat in their own country. So,
are you referring to so-called ethno sub-niche market?
Yes. I'm referring about this.
Okay.
In fact,
so
not everybody, but the big retail chain, they have a place where you can find on the shelves the product.
So the answer is no, not yet, but you would be eager to learn more about this opportunity.
Yes, we had to learn more, exactly.
Okay.
To learn more because we can find something, a solution. Why not?
Thank you. Vimal is with us from India. Are you interested in buying herbs and species from India? Are you in this sub-niche as well?
No, in this we are not working, and we really don't know this sector about spices. And but I think that in the future maybe we can have some contact that have a possibility to trade with this. Why not?
Jat is with us either from Lebanon or from Canada. I'm not sure where you are, Jat, right now. What about Middle Eastern healthy food? There Are you interested to import from Lebanon, Dubai, or Canada, where our factories are based? So Jad is manufacturer of Middle Eastern healthy food. Enzo, what would you say to him? Hummus, for example, eggplant.
I want to say this: in the next years, the Italian market will approach more than now the vegetarian sector. And so I think that we read some days ago a report, and they said that probably after 2023, there will be an increase of the 45% of the use of biological products and vegetarian products, because Italian customers are going to change the way to eat. For instance, less meat and more vegetables. And this is a way to go to organic products also. And so we think also these are a good opportunity, but we had to understand well the laws and rules that we have in the importation between these countries.
Sure, it's a process, and
yes,
you have to go step by step.
Yes, because we need to have a really fast process, otherwise we lose a lot of time on papers.
Definitely, and we don't want to do that. It's not cheap.
Exactly.
Maya is with us. Are you interested in craft beer from Slovenia? Craft beer is very fashionable these days, last couple of years even.
Yeah, I know.
Are you dealing with craft beer?
We started a contact with some producer here in Vipava Valley 2 years ago, but then with the COVID, we stopped everything. But we think that we can have something more interesting for the Italian market, even if you must understand that in Italy, they are a lot of artisan producer of beer, and so it's not so easy to enter into this sector.
It's never easy, but I would say that Maya should contact you anyway to talk about this opportunity, definitely.
Okay.
Sonia is with us, I believe, from Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Perfect, thank you very much. So Sonia is asking you, and so do you represent specialty niche food products that are exporting to Canada? Do you provide also promotional and marketing support? It's a good question.
It's a good question, because it's what we are doing now. We started with our project more or less 2 years ago, exactly in 2019, exactly a few months before the COVID desperation, pandemic. And it's a new approach that we have, finding a small producer, and that means that we wanted to bring this small producer into the retail chain and to a big chain for the customers, give them the opportunity to taste really good products, biological products for most of them. And it's a niche, it's a real niche, but we think that this is the future. This is the future because we can give to people really good products and not industrial products. And we are moving towards these goals for us. And we think that this is a sector really interesting for the future.
So my understanding is, to answer Sonia's question, yes, you do promotion and marketing of the products you are selling, but no, not yet exporting anything to Canada, correct?
Exactly. Is in our courts, in our ideas, but in our project, but not now.
The future is open, so the opportunities.
Everything you see, everything is moving really faster, because the market are changing so quickly that you must be really elastic and move towards what the market wants.
Okay.
2 years ago, the Italian markets has only brands, and now people don't want to eat products coming from brands, but want a good product, good stuff.
Natural one, local
Natural
ones.
one.
Yeah.
And so they are checking this, and they are moving, for instance, with toward discounts if they cannot buy these good products. They know that if they want good food, they must pay more.
Okay.
Exactly. They know this. Something is changing. 2 years ago, it was impossible to sell this.
And they're willing to pay more also.
Yes,
You know?
they're willing to pay more. Yeah.
Okay, dear friends, today I would say you are in a special active mood. So behind my camera, there is my colleague Matic trying to, do his best with the chat box. So I thank you for that already now. Let me go to the next question from Gabor. What are you thinking? Were you also thinking about the idea of self-sustainability concept from farm to fork in Italy, connecting local producers with retail consumers? I believe, Enzo, this is exactly what you're doing, correct?
Exactly, Anthony. This is what we are doing in this moment with our project that is Fattoria de Nanos. And with this project, we are developing the process of the localism. So small producer that must produce well, very well, and only produce. And then we do for them the commerce, the trading, okay, the marketing and everything for moving them from a small market near their laboratories to the big retail market and with successful. Really with the successful.
Because as you can see, Enzo, Gabor is saying that there is a platform already active in Slovenia, and
the brand that we have.
Perfect. Just so I go to the chat box again. So there is a website by Gabor and his company doing just that, I believe, to optimize this concept from farm to fork. Perfect. Great to know that. The next one is from Dan. Dan, I wish you a very nice day. Good to see you. Dan is asking you, and so would you be interested in cooperation for listing our Gusto corn puffs on Konad, Coop, or other retail chains? So corn puffs, you know what are corn puffs?
Corn puff, corn puff. Yes, I understand. Hey, I was thinking about it because we don't use it in Italy as a corn puff. Okay, I see this.
So Dan and his company, they are producing these large quantities, quality-wise as well. They're all over Europe as well. I'm not sure whether you are in Italy already, Dan.
We are working basically in Italy for the ethnic corner, as Mr. Enzo told.
Okay.
In Carrefour.
In fact.
Yes. And
Carrefour is a major player in Italy where you can find these ethnical products.
Ethnic corner, yes. And we would like to start being present as the international brand, let's say, on the normal shelf, not only on the ethnic corner. So yes, we are cooperating and deliver to all Rewe, Norma, Metro, Lidl, Billa, Spar in Austria, in Switzerland, Germany, because Germany is the main market where we are delivering. So yes, we would be interesting. Not only our product is coming in Italy, also by, let's say, small shops carry on by the truck with other Romanian food stuff. So it's very popular, I would say. And yes, definitely, we would be interested in being listing on Konad or Coop, as so far we are not present
Dan, mercy me, I need to cut you off just to be on the safe side. I'm so sorry. And so you reply very shortly, but I guess we are getting towards the end.
Yes,
So you
yes.
are okay if Dan is contacting you?
Yes, they
afterwards?
can contact us and then we see what is possible to do.
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much.
You're
No
welcome.
problem at all. I'm so sorry, Dan, once again to cutting you off. It's 31 minutes past the hour, you know, on my computer. And this today, and so it went very, very fast, you know.
Fast. That's good.
Which is really good. I'm sure we could continue this way some half an hour more, but you know, we have to stay hygienic towards everyone else.
Mhm.
Dear friends, dear Enzo, I'll send you a nice follow-up email today, tonight, and as usual, you will take it from there and talk to Enzo directly. Before we go off, my last question, Enzo, for you, I always ask my guests, when you are not working, when you are not drinking Ili coffee in Trieste, what else is it that you are doing?
But you know, Ante, I'm really rather curious. And so all the time I get something new in my mind, I go to check and I pick up all the solution about it. So I go to find the solution of my ideas and I read books and listening easy music. This is my best.
Pleased to
With
hear
a
that.
coffee, okay, with a coffee in my hand.
And dear friends, now you can see firsthand why Italians are having such a positive vibes all the time. Enzo is also a great promoter of this positivism. Enzo, I thank you very much for your time, for your readiness to talk to us today. Maybe you can, I give you 2 sentences to make your final thoughts.
Well, I reply that I'm really glad to have this opportunity with you, Ante, and I'm really glad about it. It was an amazing movement, and I think that we're here. We can see your email. We want to receive mail for everybody, and we will answer to everybody. This is my goal.
Perfect. And my next time to Trieste, I will give you a call and I will let you to buy me coffee, espresso, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Dear friends, that was it for today. Next week, same time, same place, I will be talking to Laszlo Bodi from Hungary. Looking forward to that as well. Until that time, thank you very much and bye-bye.